If a dog and a pie cost had a race, who would win?
If a dog and a what?
A pie cost. You should know this.
A pie what?
A pie cost.
I don't even know what that is.
A dog and a pie cost.
A pie cost?
A pie cost.
What is a pie cost?
About $6 or $7. Thank you! Thank you!
That was so stupid. There's our cold open right there. Welcome back to the Podracer podcast.
I'm Noah. That is Jordyn.
And we got a banger today. Episode 11.
Banger.
Finally in the double digits, man.
Yep.
We're grinding. It's a grind, man.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
It's the
ma'am.
Podracer podcast grind.
It's always great.
All right, you know how we start these off. Weekly rewind. What you got? What happened this week for you?
I mean, this past week, it was pretty chill. I just worked. I got to go see some wrestling in Sac. That was a lot of fun.
Nice.
Yeah, it's always a good time. Have a beer or two. Watch some dudes fake beat each other up. It's a blast.
Yeah, no, fun.
But yeah, I mean, sorry if I sound a little weird. I'm a little under the weather right now. So like, please forgive. I'll be good by next week. So, yeah, not a lot going on for me right now, son. What about you?
No, that's fine. I'm sorry you're feeling icky.
It happens.
It does. I hope you feel better. No, my week has been, I know I've been talking about it like past couple episodes. We've been doubling up on some episodes, so we're not totally up to the current events right now. But I've just been like, work has been crazy. For those who don't know, I'm in the Air Force.
Hoorah!
Oh, yeah. Getting ready to go to Chicago finally. I know I've been talking about that a lot, but we're filming this today on a Tuesday. I leave Thursday to go to Chicago, so I'll definitely be posting on Instagram about that and stuff.
Tough losses for both the Bears and the Niners this past week. It was.
Yeah, it's been tough. Week 3 was tough.
It's been a tough start, but hey, you know what's not a tough start? Fantasy, baby. 3-0.
You're awesome for that.
Top of the league.
That's so fun.
Going back
it's
to
kind
back.
of funny how both of our teams are like the same right now, kind of.
Okay, do not compare the Chicago Bears to a team that just went to the Super Bowl.
The
when was the
records.
last time the Chicago Bears went to the Super Bowl?
2006.
Okay. It's been a minute.
2018 Bears almost had it, but that was the double doink, if you know what that is. If you know, you know. I'll explain it to you.
Why
would
I know what a double doink? Okay, never mind.
The Bears fans know what the double doink is, okay? The Bears fans know.
All 6 of ya.
Shut the hell up. Yeah, Chicago's going to be fun, and then I got to go to Mississippi for 10 days for training, so just gearing up for that. Next episode I actually film, I'll probably be in Mississippi, like just in my hotel, so.
Wild.
Won't have my funds set, but yeah, no. Podcast grind doesn't stop, so.
No, it never.
Yeah, just preparing for vacation and then for training, and then I'll be back, and then it's back on the grind. But that's pretty much been my week.
Wow.
Nothing crazy.
I got some news, Jordyn.
Noah's Newscast.
Still not a thing.
Love it. It's always a thing.
Still not a thing. We're not making that a thing. That's never been a thing.
Let us know in the comments who is Team Noah's Newscast.
And if you don't want that, don't say anything. That'd be great. So first off, the new animated Spider-Man show. I don't know if you've seen it. It's called Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. No. It was going to be called Freshman Year. But they changed it because they didn't want people to think that it had anything to do with the Homecoming trilogy. So it's not Tom Holland. It's not Tom Holland Spider-Man. It's just like a different Peter Parker Spider-Man that we see like going through high school and everything. But it's going to have a whole bunch of people. It's going to have Daredevil, Doctor Strange. That's actually voiced by Benedict Cumberbatch and Charlie Cox. It's also going to have just a gang full of people and villains. So... we'll see. We'll see what really happens. But that's
Do they have Spider-Man casted yet? Like his voice actor?
Yeah, they have the voice actor. I don't know who it is. I can
Some rando.
maybe I could do a quick interweb search right now. Oh shit! I didn't know Coleman Domingo is gonna be voicing Norman Osborn. That is freaking sick. Vincent
I don't even know
D'Onofrio.
who that is.
Really?
You know I'm bad with actor names. What would I know him from?
So Coleman, I believe he was in. Was he in Walking Dead? No, he wasn't in Walking Dead. Wait, I think it was. Holy
What do you
shit.
play in Walking Dead?
I'm trying to find it. I don't know why IMDb is being weird and not showing his credits. Yeah, he's in Fear the Walking Dead. He plays Victor.
Fear the Walking Dead. I only watched like the first half of the first season of that.
That makes sense. Whatever, doesn't matter. Hudson Thames is going to be voicing Peter Parker. I don't really know what he's in or where he's from. Looks like he was in Mad Men, which I've never seen. But he did voice Peter Parker in What If. So that's like same actor that voiced Peter. So yeah, that's the new Spider-Man show. It's gonna be premiering November 23rd. I know a lot of people have it a little lost because it's just like a lot of stuff is coming out right now, especially with Disney and HBO with the Penguin, which is a good segue because episode 1 just premiered of the Penguin show. I don't know if you've watched it.
I haven't.
Shocker.
No. It just came out. You can't get on me for that.
Yeah, but it's good. It's the Sopranos of Batman, and it's so good. Let me guess, you haven't seen The Sopranos?
No, I haven't. But you also know that I don't like the Batman.
Which is such a bad opinion. Okay, speaking of Batman,
Okay.
the character Batman is going to receive a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. I don't know if you've seen this.
Just the character.
It's just going to say Batman.
Batman.
Yep.
Okay.
I don't know why. He's the first ever fictional character to ever receive a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Yeah, that's
I don't
interesting.
know why they're letting characters do it now. Because
Yeah, that's weird because it's typically like
actors and actresses and directors and all that stuff.
and musicians,
Musicians,
it's stars.
composers, even stuntmen have stars on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Yeah, that's
But
really
Batman,
interesting.
I mean, I don't know if you know how the Hollywood Walk of Fame works. I think I don't know if it was The Rock that said it or if it was someone else, but they pretty much you have to pay for the star itself. You have to pay for that spot on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. So I'm overly positive.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I'm overly positive DC just was like, hey, let's get Batman on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, and obviously whoever runs it is like, okay,
It's so weird
this
though.
much, and they're like, okay, F it, and now Batman's getting a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. I don't know why. I mean, yeah, he's Batman, but we have plenty of people that played Batman that's already has one. So
Yeah, that's really strange, honestly. I don't think I actually even like that. That's weird.
I don't like it either. I think it's dumb. I do like
I
that
don't like
Ewan
it at
McGregor just got his star.
I was just going to say, can we segue that into Ewan McGregor getting his star?
That was my
and
next segue.
Hayden Christensen giving his little speech about him.
What a speech. What a guy.
I cried. I loved it. It was great.
You cry at everything, Jordyn, but
I do.
you deserve to cry at that.
I love their friendship, and I love how brotherly they are together, and yeah, Star Wars, the prequels back when it came out, it was super controversial. Nobody liked it.
Mm-hmm.
They compared it to the originals, and the entire cast got hated, and so it's really nice to know that they didn't have any negative feelings towards that with each
Right.
other, and they just truly stuck by each other. And then when they did the Kenobi show, obviously they finally got their flowers and they got their love for it and realized oh, this generation loves us.
Yeah.
And it's so beautiful to see. I loved it. Ewan McGregor deserves it. Set aside Star Wars, he is such an incredible actor in so many movies. I think the first movie aside from Star Wars I ever saw of Ewan McGregor was Big Fish, and to this day I love that movie. That movie's so good. Have you seen Big Fish?
Not seen Big Fish.
Whoa, roles reversed.
No, because you haven't seen like really good popular movies that everyone else on the planet has seen.
Big Fish is good. Ask someone on the street. They probably know what Big Fish is. An older person. People our age, I guess, wouldn't. I would expect you to have seen this movie.
You are 100% a boomer.
Well, no, watch Big Fish. It's a really good movie. Ewan McGregor, he's great in it. I love it.
Okay.
There's your homework, Big Fish.
Alrighty. Another bit of news. I only have like two more little tidbits here.
Okay.
I don't know if you've seen it, but the very first trailer for the Thunderbolts dropped.
I have not seen it because I'm like really skeptical about trailers, especially when it comes to Marvel and Disney and Star Wars and that stuff. They reveal way too much.
They didn't reveal too much. I mean, they did show pretty much everybody. Pretty much gave away like a big fight scene that was pretty cool. But it didn't do too much, I think. But it's a good trailer. It looks good. I'm excited for it. The only thing like I don't know about is why there's an asterisk over like at the end of the logo. And Kevin Feige said that there is a reason for that. But
I don't think I noticed that.
Yeah, check it out. He says that there's a reason for it, and we just don't know. I assume we might find out when we get closer to the release of it, or maybe after Captain America: Brave New World. Maybe it might tie into that because that movie is going to be coming out after that movie. And then who knows?
Yeah, no, the only thing I've seen of it was pretty much like the new poster for it. So like all their looks and stuff. Yelena's haircut looks great. Bucky's long hair is back, looks great. All these characters just look really great, and they look like really great together. And just from the poster alone, I can tell like this is gonna be a fun, different type of Marvel movie we're gonna get. Because they're all kind of like, or they all have been anti-heroes at some point, and now they're going to come and take the spotlight and make this like B team from the Avengers. And I'm like actually really excited about just the concept in general.
Oh, dog. So. The whole like branding for this movie is be careful who you assemble. And there is a shot where they are all in an elevator and like the doors open. And dog, I'm positive it's Avengers Tower that they're in, and it has to be, but because it matches the same like elevator that we saw in Endgame, and we finally maybe get to find out since
who bought it.
Yes, since Homecoming, who actually bought Avengers Tower. I think it might be Reed Richards, maybe. With the Future Foundation.
That's what I've been seeing. Is that it could be the new Fantastic Four. Yeah, no, I think that'd be really cool. That is something I saw on Twitter that they were going in Avengers Tower, and that we would finally get to figure out who bought it. And I know that Kevin Feige's been teasing it like and stuff. And
I mean, he said that he knows who bought it. He knows.
Oh yeah. Of course he does.
Obviously he does, but he's just like, someone asked him, I think like, oh, like who bought it? He goes, I know. And like, that's it. It's like, what? Dog, you can't elaborate just a bit. You can't just give us just that little. No? Okay. Thanks, Kev.
No, why would
Still
he do
love
that?
Ya, but man. All right, that's it for news, Sutton.
All right, Noah's Newscast, everybody.
Still
Give him a round
not
of
a thing.
applause. Thanks for doing your research. It's always going to be a thing. So we got a new segment we're going to be introducing here.
Yes, sir.
It's basically just what if. For this week's episode, we're going to talk about Star Wars what ifs.
What if?
And
what if? That's a good Creed song right there.
Well, I'm actually like not excited about this what if Star Wars Lego coming out. Like I'm just not gonna watch
no,
it.
that looks so
The
dumb.
MCU's it looks so bad. The MCU's what if like it has its moments, but it's not very good. Like they're just not giving us, I feel like, the what ifs that we actually want.
Right.
So I came up with 5 Star Wars what ifs that I want to see.
Mm-hmm.
I think you did the same, yes?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm curious if we have any duplicates here, but
maybe.
No, I think we'll
see.
We'll back and forth it and say our what ifs, and then we can just discuss them and talk about what we think would come out of them. All right, so I'm gonna go off from my number 1, and we'll just back and forth it.
Okay.
Discuss a little bit about them and keep going. If I say any duplicates of yours, just let me know. If you say any of mine, I'll let you know.
Yes, ma'am.
And then we can just move on from those. So my first one that I think would be really interesting is if Qui-Gon Jinn never died and he trained Anakin instead of Obi-Wan.
Wow.
Like, do you think he turns to the dark side if Qui-Gon's his master? I think it's harder if he does.
Well, Emperor would still have Dooku on his side.
Yes.
So...
Oh, that makes it interesting, though, too.
So I don't know if Palpatine would just make Tyrannus just the new big bad, and as we go, because Qui-Gon living and defeating Maul, I think that would just fuel the Emperor probably to get his plan in motion a lot faster. So that might have something to do with Tyrannus coming up. They might make I think they still make General Grievous. Does Darth Maul still die? Or die?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, if Qui-Gon lives, that is under the assumption that they defeat Darth Maul. So,
right.
And of course, we know that in The Phantom Menace, he's not actually dead because he does come back in the Clone Wars. But besides that point, I'm just like thinking of Qui-Gon as a Jedi versus Obi-Wan. Like, Qui-Gon was always like really just kind of against the Jedi Order, but still a part of the Jedi Order. Like, those were his vibes. So I'm just thinking of like how Anakin would have been raised as his Padawan and the values he would have learned and taken from Qui-Gon's teaching. Like, I just think it would be... It's truly a completely different story with just that different master. And then, does Obi-Wan have a different apprentice, and how does that play into it? You know what I mean?
So if I can transition real quick into my number 1, only because it is very similar.
Okay.
My first what if is what if Maul won?
Oh, and kill Obi-Wan?
He killed Obi-Wan, and obviously Qui-Gon. And yeah, he walks out of Naboo with legs intact and all. And I think Anakin still gets trained. Because the Council was already planning on letting either Qui-Gon or Obi-Wan train Anakin. So if they see that 2 of their freaking best, or one of their best and one of their best up and rising Jedis are now gone, we should train this kid that is super strong with the Force, because now we're down 2. But if we pick one that's just as strong as 2, balance.
See, I don't know, though, because really, like, the way Obi-Wan sold it was that, like, Qui-Gon's dying wish was to train this boy because he's the chosen one.
Right, but the Council, like when Obi-Wan was, like, pleading at the end, Yoda was like, the Council has decided. So, like, they already had their decision before Duel of the Fates happened.
Yeah, I guess you're right. So then who trains him, you think?
Probably Mace Windu.
You think?
Mace Windu or Yoda, more than likely. I think as a youngling, Anakin would probably be taught by Yoda, and then growing up, he'll get he'll probably be a Padawan under Mace Windu or Ki-Adi-Mundi. I'm fine with him being a Padawan to Plo Koon. I don't care.
Plo Koon is badass.
Yeah, he is. So, I don't know. It's a cool thought.
No, that's interesting. So my number 2 is going to be, what if Padme lived? You know, Mustafar happens, everything in Revenge of the Sith happens, minus her dying at childbirth. So she lives, she has the babies. Does she go into hiding? Does she try to, like, figure this out with Anakin? Like, what do you think she does? What do you think happens if Padme lives?
Well, everything the same happens except for Padme not dying in childbirth. So I think she would probably go into hiding and raise her 2 kids, with Obi-Wan being like a protector and like being like, hey, the Jedi are all gone. We are at war, a way worse war than we already were in. So let's do what they do anyway, where I don't think that they would split them up. I think they would probably hide somewhere in Naboo or maybe somewhere else. No, probably not Naboo. Probably go back to Tatooine because Vader never came back to Tatooine. Too much sand.
Yeah.
So you might have like Obi-Wan training both Luke and Leia.
That'd be interesting.
And then they both go get some, they both go up to bat and go up against Vader. I think that would be cool.
I like that, but the one thing I don't like about that is that Padme's dying, like, breath, like her last words are telling Obi-Wan that there's still good in Anakin and that she fully believes that. You don't think that she's, like, trying to get through to Anakin in some way, shape, or form? You think she's just going to go off and know that he's Darth Vader and then you play into the Obi-Wan show, which I guess, like, at that point, because they're not split up, Bail Organa's probably not calling Obi-Wan. Like,
that sucks,
that's a completely
Bail.
different story.
I love Bail so much. Who doesn't? He's the GOAT. But
because I'm just thinking, like, before the events of the Obi-Wan show happen, Obi-Wan thinks he killed Anakin on Mustafar. And now he finds out Darth Vader is Anakin. Like, obviously, like, I think after Revenge of the Sith, I think that Padme probably thinks he died on Mustafar too. Like, how do they find out that he's Vader? And then what do they do about that when they find that out? You know what I mean? Like, I just don't see a world where she fully still believes there's good in him and she just gives up. You know what I mean?
I don't think she would give up, but I think that she would trust Obi-Wan more than anything to like protect her and her kids. So my next what if is, what if Jyn Erso's team failed in Rogue One?
Oh, like they didn't get the plans of the Death Star.
Never got the Death Star plans to the Rebel Alliance, and now you got Death Star that's doing drive-bys in galaxies to prove a point that they are the hardest motherfuckers in the galaxy. Which is true.
I think you still get the same outcome as the original series. It just takes a lot longer and there's a lot more destruction. I think the Death Star's going around murdering entire planets, and any of the rebels like that are anywhere are gonna be like, holy shit, we have to figure this out, and they're gonna figure it out. It's just gonna take a lot longer, and there's gonna be a lot more destruction.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. That instead of getting 2 Death Stars, it's the same Death Star, all 3 movies, and that's the whole arc, or a big arc about it, is like they're doing constant attacks on the Empire, and they're slowly learning more and more and more information. And by the time we get to Return of the Jedi, we get the big explosion. We do all the special effects and stuff, but you see the Death Star as a way, way bigger threat. Which, that's all that they did in Rogue One was super hype up the Death Star just so you can watch A New Hope and it get blown up in like 2 hours. So like it's a little, unfortunate because Rogue One does that so well. But yeah, if Jin's team failed and they all got like wiped out during that whole battle, they just never got to get like. I don't know if you remember that one of the trailers for Rogue One where it had a TIE fighter pull up that was never in the movie.
Yeah, that was sucky.
What if that was in it and killed Jyn right there?
Just killed her. Yeah.
Just killed her.
That's actually a really interesting what if there.
Thanks.
Damn. Yeah. No, so my next one, this is a Clone Wars one. It's a what if Ahsoka never left the Jedi Order?
Ooh. But she is no Jedi though. She's her own, man. So it's hard to see Ahsoka staying because so much of her arc is leaving and being on her own and then understanding what Jedi kind of is and like her own form of being a Jedi.
So I see it as her still understanding that the Jedi are essentially soldiers during the Clone Wars and they're not like the peacekeepers they're taught to be anymore. I think she kind of becomes the Qui-Gon in the Jedi Order where she like kind of learns the true ways of the Jedi and just how like kind of just like does her own thing.
Not a bad take.
And influences people, you know, the way Qui-Gon did type of thing.
Right.
Yeah, I feel like if she stayed, that'd make the whole Revenge of the Sith thing a lot, like,
she'll probably be
messier.
in it. She would probably be in it. I don't know. I still think... Nah, maybe. The Battle of Mandalore would probably still happen. And she'd be there with Rex and a whole bunch of 151s. So I don't know.
Yeah, no,
man.
I don't really think the outcome's any different, but I think Ahsoka's story is different.
If you're throwing the whole she's becoming the next Qui-Gon, then yeah, she would become a master. Quickly.
I'm not saying she's identical to Qui-Gon. I think like the same values as Qui-Gon, where like the Jedi are like more of the like traditional Jedi path versus the whole soldier path. Like I think she starts to stray away, and I think it causes conflict, and I think it might influence Anakin a little bit. I think it changes Revenge of the Sith in that way.
If she stays, she would probably end up like becoming like a general or something like really early.
Probably.
Not bad.
Yeah.
I have a little funny one, but it's still a decent what if because I have a little bit of an argument.
Okay.
What if Luke never lost his hand in Empire?
What does it do anything?
Stay with me now.
Okay.
Hear me out. When Luke chops off good old Papa Vader's hand in Return of the Jedi, he sees that he's like the same. Like he like relates to that. It's like, oh man, I'm really turning into like my darker side. You know?
Yeah.
Imagine he never lost his hand. He might have just killed Vader then and there. You say it doesn't change anything? Probably with Empire? Yeah. Return of the Jedi, we're thinking long term here. It might influence him to turn to the dark side. Might.
See, like
it's very slim, I know. But it's good symbolism. Like if that is gone, that kind of could change like his rage because he was so focused. Oh, I hit my mic. He was so focused and was so like just giving into it. That's why Palpatine was like having the time of his life seeing him go ham on Vader like that. But he stopped as soon as he sees his hand. He's like, oh, I am the exact same way. I'm turning literally into him. Screw that. I'm a Jedi, man.
No, I get the visual behind it, but I think Luke comes to that realization anyways because even whether
but it's a what if, Jordyn.
I get that, but like I just don't think I agree with that one because I think Luke, even when he cuts off his hand, I still think he realizes like that he's giving into his anger and that he's better than that. I get the visual behind it and I think it's an interesting idea, but
What if we got the parallel? what if we got the parallel of Palpatine talking to Luke and him going, "Do it," and he kills Vader the same way Vader killed Dooku, which goes back to my last argument of Dooku being the top dog and then Anakin killing him. Now we got Vader the top dog and Luke killing him. Palpatine's a mastermind, okay, for that. That would be cinema.
It would, but I don't think it would happen that way, because the whole point is that Luke is better than Anakin. And Anakin was also being manipulated by Palpatine for years. This is like one of Luke's first interactions with the Emperor. It is the first interaction with the Emperor.
Yeah. Hey, chat, can we just clip that small little line that Jordyn said that Luke is better than Anakin?
No.
We're going to just clip that, so when I need to use that against Jordyn later, we got it.
No.
Thanks, chat.
I'm not saying he's better. Anakin is clearly the superior character.
Okay, that's not...
But I think Luke's morals in the movies is better than Anakin's. And Anakin was also being manipulated, like I said, his entire childhood and adulthood. That's what I'm getting at. So don't you twist my words now. Come on.
You said it. You said it. All right,
here's my next what if. My next what if is, what if Luke and Leia were switched? So Leia's on Tatooine.
So Luke is the Prince of Naboo.
And you got Prince Luke Organa.
Oh! He would probably be like a really good pilot or something. I don't think he'd be a Jedi, because I know that Luke always like wanted to be like a pilot more than anything. That's the whole like reason of him wanting to leave Tatooine, was so he could join the academy, so he can learn to fly and get like more likely get with the Rebel Alliance. Yeah.
I think he's raised the same way Leia is. He's raised to be a secret rebel, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
And, he's Prince of Alderaan. He takes Leia's spot in the sense that he's more political, all the things. Yeah, he's probably a pilot, some sort of fighter, whatever. He is a man. Yeah, so that's probably how it would play out in Star Wars. And then you have Leia, who is also Force sensitive, because we do see in the sequels that she does train with Luke for a period of time and then realizes, nope, not my thing type of deal. I think then she becomes the Jedi, and I think it's a completely different dynamic.
Man, so Leia's the one to defeat Vader?
Essentially, yeah.
I don't know about that. I'm sorry, but Vader would body Leia. I'm sorry. It's just facts. He would just body her. It's not even a debate. Leia could be really good and really skilled. She ain't Vader Holmes.
Why? It's because she's a girl?
No.
You being a misogynist?
Absolutely not.
You a little sexist over there?
Huh?
She can't do it because she's a girl? You're being a little sexist?
No, I don't think that she's like as skilled as Luke ever was as a Jedi. I think like Luke had a way better understanding of the Force than Leia did, and I think Leia being on Tatooine doesn't change that.
I think Luke had a better understanding of the Force because he's trained by Obi-Wan. Leia is now trained by Obi-Wan. I think...
Wait, so does that mean that they have to rescue Luke in the Death Star and he's just
That's
chilling?
what I'm thinking. Yeah. No, he's in the Death Star. He's trapped. That means Leia is the one who finds Han and Chewie, and they go and... Yeah, I don't know how much it changes the story.
Does
but
that
like,
make Han
interesting.
Does that make Chewie the captain of the Millennium Falcon then? Or we're just switching everything.
They switched too.
We're just switching everything. Where Han speaks a language that no one understands and Chewie speaks perfect dialect English.
Yeah, no, maybe.
R2
and C-3PO are reversed.
I don't think that changes much.
Imagine a little gold R2 who's more stuck up, and a little a bigger blue and white C-3PO who's just wrecking everybody's lives because he's awesome and badass.
That might be good. I kind of want to see that. What if Lego? Do it. Do it.
Imagine R2-D2's the moral compass, and C-3PO's just like the badass who's like taking every fight and saving everyone's life.
Wow. Does that make C-3PO? Oh, it actually makes sense because C-3PO would be even better buds with Anakin.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. All right, so for my next one, what if Ahsoka killed Vader in Rebels?
Oh. Mm-hmm. How do you continue the
story? Because we see Ahsoka get saved from Ezra into the world between worlds.
Right.
That's how she escaped Vader. But what if she was never pulled out and she actually killed Vader?
What's the story after that? I mean,
well,
the Emperor's lost his pupil. He's lost his puppet. Like, what does he do?
Mm-hmm. And now you have the gang of rebels, literally, going after the Empire instead of, like, Luke, Han, Leia, and that Rebel Alliance. We see, like, I think that ghost team would become the next leaders of the Rebel Alliance and really true Rebel Alliance, and that's where it goes and tries to take over.
Yeah, because then it probably turns into Ahsoka and that ghost team just taking down the Empire. So then, which you get Leia in Rebels too, so maybe they connect through that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Obi-Wan and Ahsoka reunite, and then
Obi-Wan still dies. We could still do that.
Yeah, no, I mean, okay, my last one. I feel like this is the most popular one I see, but I'm always intrigued.
Okay.
What if Anakin killed Obi-Wan on Mustafar?
Did he still kill Padme?
Well, I mean,
I don't think Padme wouldn't make it to. Okay. Hear me out. Hear me out. This is so effed up, but it's definitely something that the Empire would do because the Empire does really disgusting things in Star Wars. Look it up. Read anything from Legends. It's so messed up.
Yeah, they're terrible. They're essentially Nazis.
What if Obi-Wan dies? Padme still barely alive. The Empire takes her to still gives birth to the kids. She could still die in childbirth or not. I don't care. But then you have Luke and Leia being raised through the dark side. And Vader being the dad he never got to be. But it's all dark side, evil. And then you got Hayden being like the true Lord Vader.
Yeah.
Not robotic and raising these two kids. He's going to be a crazy single dad, but it's going to be sick.
Yeah. No, I mean, you don't have robot Vader. You have full potential Anakin.
Yeah.
Which I think he's 10 times stronger than Darth Vader is. Because he doesn't have all the limitations that Vader has.
That's fair.
Yeah, I mean,
I feel like I've read somewhere. Sorry, this is kind of off topic, but I could have sworn I heard it somewhere that the robotic machinery of Vader like allowed him to like move faster than he ever did.
That's fair.
But
I'm more think of it.
That could be wrong. Correct me in the comments if I am, but I could have sworn I've heard that.
Anyway, it could be, but I mean, if you look at the comparison, you look at like Anakin's fighting style in Revenge of the Sith. He's doing flips. He's all over the place. He's running around. He's, doing all these acrobatic moves. You don't see any of that from Vader. You get just Vader basically standing there, just being powerful and dominating. And maybe the robotics add to his strength, but I think where Anakin still intact versus Vader, where it's like pieces of a person. I think you think of the midichlorian count. He's probably way more in tune with the Force as Anakin than he is as Vader. Maybe he's not as strong and durable because he's not a machine.
Who has a higher midichlorian count? Luke or Anakin?
I think Anakin.
Well, we don't know how
many midichlorians Luke has, but I mean, Anakin, I think, probably has more because he was conceived by the Force, versus Luke was not. Well, because he's conceived by Anakin, so actually I don't know. But then you also think twins, it was probably split up. I don't know. That's a crazy question.
That's another.
Yeah, I don't know. Because then does Padme still die at childbirth? Is Anakin there, like, to go be with Padme? Because essentially, like, from what I've read, it's Palpatine, essentially. Because she dies from the will to live or whatever, which is bullshit. I think Palpatine does something to
Palpatine,
I think he takes her life force and...
Oh, yeah. He just, like, when... He's in, like, the back of, like, the moon delivery room that they were in, and he's just, like, choking her just a little bit. Yes.
No, I mean, I don't know what's true about that, but I think it's very different. I mean, does Anakin eventually overthrow Palpatine? Who knows? Have you ever played the Episode 3 game, like the old one? He's pulling it out.
Talk about this?
Oh yeah, there it is. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, have you done the alternate ending before? Have you?
Yes. Yes, it came out they had that alternate ending in there because it came out before the movie was out.
Oh, did it?
Yes. That's why there's so many levels that were never in the movie.
I guess that makes sense.
Because they got just a rough estimate of what happens in the movie. They got like some like early previews of it, and they just went off of that.
Didn't know that. That's actually really cool. But yeah, I mean, in that alternate ending, he turns around and kills...
Ultimate Jedi action experience, Jordyn. Mm-hmm. Wow. Sorry.
I love that you have that right there. In that alternate ending, he literally, like, as soon as he kills Obi-Wan, and then the Emperor and the clones show up, he turns around and kills the Emperor, which I don't know how accurate that would be if the story actually played out with Anakin alive, but I don't see him being manipulated by the Emperor as long as he is. If Padme also lives. If Padme doesn't live...
No, if Padme lives, he's like, oh, okay, then we're good.
Yeah.
Later, and just kill him and then still rule the galaxy. I think that he would still have, like, that switch still in him, and maybe that conflict is like what's going to be there. Mm-hmm. But who knows? Maybe raising some kids will deficit that.
Maybe, but I mean, if Padme does live and he does kill the Emperor, does Padme stay with him? I mean, he's pretty much fully to the dark side at that point.
No, she's gonna still like split up from him, and still have the kids. Probably still die. Who knows? God, who knows? And then
that's probably where she goes into hiding and raises the kids, and then
probably separated, maybe not, and then you got Vader, who's pissed that his girl left him, and now he's gonna go start his own and rule the galaxy like he wanted to.
Ooh, hear me out with this. Anakin kills Obi-Wan. Mm-hmm. Padme lives. Padme escapes. Anakin is fully to the dark side. Padme's in hiding, raises these kids. She links up with Yoda. Yoda trains Luke and Leia. And now you have Anakin scouring the galaxy trying to find his family. Yoda trains him, and then it's Anakin versus his children, and it's this whole... That's the story, essentially.
Luke is going to be a toddler as a youngling, and he's going to be doing flips like Yoda. It's going to be great.
That'd be cool.
No, I think it would be way better because Luke obviously became a way better Jedi training under Yoda and Dagobah. Mm-hmm. So, like, if Yoda starts him out younger, then he would probably be a way better Jedi than he was in Empire. Last one... What if Rey was a Kenobi? Now, fun little story time for the podcast. Me and Jordyn had a bet in high school. When Force Awakens was coming out. and I had all the money on Rey being a Kenobi. It was going into... I'm sorry. This was after Force Awakens. And this was like maybe another year or two until Last Jedi came out. And we would just constantly go back and forth. Who is the daddy? Who is it? And I'm like, she's a Kenobi. 1,000%. Force Awakens, you hear Kenobi reach out and talk to her. No one else did. Has to be a Kenobi. She should be a Kenobi. That'd be amazing if she was. And you're like, no, she's a Skywalker. And then literally at the very end when she says Skywalker, I'm like, nah,
I technically won.
No, you didn't.
I technically won.
She's a Palpatine.
But
you
she
lost.
is a Skywalker.
Here's the L. Take it. I have it too. It's okay.
You got a bigger L
She's
than
a
I do.
Palpatine, stupid.
You have a bigger L than I do.
We have the same
No.
L. We didn't get any of them right. No, we didn't get any of them right.
What is the goddamn
Even if
last
she
line
marries-
of the movie?
Even if she marries Kylo, she's still a Solo. She's not even a Skywalker at that point.
Well, she didn't because he died. What is she at the end of the movie?
Disappointment.
That's
being
fair.
a Skywalker. What is that? What is that? She should have just been like, oh, I'm Rey. Rey who? Rey none of your business.
I remember when The Last Jedi, though, came out. And because we had this bet pretty much as soon as The Force Awakens was done. So we're waiting years
Pretty
for
much.
this goddamn bet.
Yeah.
And I remember when The Last Jedi came out, and we were both like, she's nothing? Because...
She's nothing?
Because...
We're doing all this for nothing?
Yeah, because Kylo was like, oh, I know who your parents are. They were just, I don't even remember what he said, farmers.
Junk traders.
Yeah, so it was like, she's nothing. And then I got comfortable with that, and I was like, okay, I like that idea. She's nothing. Whatever, that's it. And then she's a freaking Palpatine, and it's like, what in the hell? Like,
What are we doing?
What?
What are we doing, JJ? What are you doing, bro?
Technically.
Get out of here.
Technically, if you want to get technical here,
We're not getting technical.
Anakin is also a Palpatine.
That's not canon. It's not canon. It's not canon. It's not canon.
You know what I'm seeing?
Nope.
I'm seeing W's in the chat.
Chat is not dropping W's for you, dummy.
W's. That's what I'm saying.
Okay? Starts with a D, okay? Look. He's not a Palpatine at all. So you're saying that Anakin's papa is the Emperor?
Who?
And that's what you're fully... Anakin Palpatine. That is now your new favorite Jedi of all time is Anakin Palpatine? Okay.
That was the whole thing.
That's fine.
Is that Palpatine created Rey out of the Force, essentially. Palpatine created Anakin out of the Force. How else is she a Palpatine?
Because
Who's Palpatine sleeping
clone?
with? No one.
It's his clone that got busy with somebody.
No. God, who would sleep with an ugly rat like that? He's the worst character ever created in cinema. Gross.
All right, Jordyn, you are vastly known on this podcast as a gal who doesn't watch anything. So I have decided to take it upon myself and jot down 20 of, in my opinion, movies you need to watch. I know that there's some that I may have already asked you and I've already said, have you seen this? And you said no. I'm not including those.
So these are 20 fresh movies that we haven't talked about on the pod.
20 fresh ones. We may
have talked about them.
I think I may have brought up one of them, and another one we did talk about briefly.
Okay.
So yeah, let's run it down. Starting at number 1. Oh, this is my favorite. Welcome to my new fun segment called Has Sutton Seen It? Probably not.
What are we doing with this? Are we giving me a score? Seeing how terrible I am? What are we doing?
Yeah, screw it. Yeah, I'll keep tally. I don't care.
Okay. Let's hear it.
Okay. All right. Number 1, Shawshank Redemption.
Nope. This is not off to a good start. I've heard of that. I just haven't seen that.
It's rated number 1 on IMDb's top movie of all time. Like,
Seriously?
best written, directed, acted movie. Shawshank is number 1.
Oh, shit. Okay.
It's honestly one of the best movies ever.
Oh, God.
It's so good.
Okay.
It has a great ending and so much heart.
That's really bad then.
No, has not seen the redemption. Okay. 2, Schindler's List.
No.
Oh my gosh, great World War II movie about concentration camps and everything like that. Directed by Steven Spielberg. He I think shot that and then shot Jurassic Park right after that. So he just like banger.
Schindler's List. Okay. I'm gonna add all these to my Letterboxd watch list, and I'll get on them.
I'm pretty sure all these are gonna get added.
Oh no. Oh my god, that's 0-2. Okay.
Pulp Fiction.
I have seen Pulp Fiction. I've seen Pulp Fiction. It was once, probably when I was in high school at some point. I don't super remember it, but I have seen it. So that would probably, I would categorize as a I've seen but need to rewatch because I don't really remember.
Do you know what they call a quarter pounder with cheese in France?
No. Is this a line in the movie?
Yeah.
I'm really bad with quotes though, even with like movies I've seen like religiously, you know.
Next is going to be Fight Club.
Nope.
What's the number 1 rule of Fight Club, Jordyn?
We don't talk about Fight Club, right?
But we're going to talk about you not seeing Fight Club, that's for sure.
That's fair.
Oh my gosh. It's such a good movie, dude.
No, I've heard good things.
It's so good. Man, it's good.
I've heard good things.
All right. Next is one of my personal favorite movies. I freaking love this movie.
Okay.
One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
I've never heard of that one.
Really?
Yeah, I've never heard of that one.
Jack Nicholson?
Nope. That's the Shining guy, right? Is that who?
The Shining guy?
What's his name? I don't remember.
Jack Nicholson is the Shining guy to you? I mean, you're right, but that's how you...
What's his name? I don't remember his name.
Guy? Jack Nicholson is one of the top freaking actors of all time.
He's good.
He's great.
Yeah.
The Shining guy.
What's his name in the movie?
Jack Torrance.
Okay. I wouldn't have remembered that.
Has not seen One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. All right.
Never heard of it.
Number 6. Interstellar.
I've seen Interstellar. That's a fantastic movie.
I was about to yell at you for real if you did not see Interstellar. Like, I was ready to like full argument being like, you really, really just don't like good things, do you?
No, that's a really good one, and
God,
it's another one I need to rewatch. But it's like it'd be above Pulp Fiction in that I know it better.
It is up there for me with Oppenheimer as Christopher Nolan's best movie.
I haven't seen Oppenheimer.
That he's ever done.
I went to go see Barbie instead.
You do both. Barbenheimer. Me and Charles did it when it came out, and it was awesome. We saw Barbie, and then we saw Oppenheimer. It was a great night.
I didn't see it.
Oh my God. But you saw Barbie?
Well, Barbie was like I got invited by a friend. I didn't really want to see that, but I did. And yeah, I just didn't have time for Oppenheimer.
Wow. Number 7. My third favorite Steven Spielberg movie.
Okay.
Saving Private Ryan.
Is that the one with Tom Hanks?
Tom Hanks, Matt Damon. Hell, even Vin Diesel is in it.
No, I'm mixing it up with a different movie. I know Tom Hanks is in that. I haven't seen that one. I know. I was mixing that one up with Hacksaw Ridge, which I think is Andrew Garfield.
That is Andrew Garfield and Vince Vaughn, and that's a great movie,
That's
too.
a great movie.
That you haven't seen?
I've seen Hacksaw Ridge. No, that's what I was trying to think. If I was mixing up which one I'd seen and which one I hadn't.
All right, so you have 5 no's and 2 yeses. This is looking great. Number 8, Gladiator.
Nope.
Come on, dude.
I've not seen it.
Oh,
This
bro.
segment is just exposing me. I don't like it.
brother, Gladiator?
Nope.
Russell Crowe, by the way, got invited to the Vatican in Rome, or that's technically Vatican City, and got to look the Vatican at night with the Pope lights. They've never done that to anyone else besides the Pope. And when he asked why, the dude said, "You are Maximus, King of Rome." Baller! Baller!
Oh,
Baller moves! That's goated. That's goat shit right there. Sorry for cussing.
my God. Is your mic okay? Are you still
Oh, God.
recording? Holy shit.
Yeah, we're fine. We're fine. We're
Okay.
good. Hi. Watch it sound like super static, for like the rest
Yeah,
of the podcast.
you just broke your mic and
because
it's
I got overhyped over freaking Maximus.
Yeah, so if the
That
audio's
is-
shit.
it's worth it. It's worth it. It's worth it. Go see Gladiator, and you'll understand why.
Oh, man.
Maximus is baller. Gladiator 2 is coming out this year. Pedro Pascal's in it. Denzel Washington's in it. Is his name Joseph Quinn? Is that who plays Eddie in Stranger Things? And he's going to be Human Torch in Fantastic
I think
Four?
so. Think so.
Yes, he's also in it. Oh my gosh, Gladiator's so good. Has Russell Crowe. It has Joaquin Phoenix in it. It's so good, dude.
Okay, I will get on Gladiator before Gladiator 2 comes out. We can review it on the pod. Don't worry, I'll get it.
I gotta calm down a little bit. I hit my knee really hard when I did that. That's why I think the thing
Yeah,
went
this
flying.
segment
That's
is just
fun.
going to get you heated and it's just going to embarrass me, so.
Oh, and we're only on 9.
We're not even
barely
halfway.
halfway.
Okay.
Okay. Number 9 is my favorite. I really hope you've seen Alfred Hitchcock movies.
I've seen a lot of Alfred Hitchcock.
Okay.
My dad's
Okay.
a huge Alfred Hitchcock fan, so I was raised on a lot of
Beautiful.
Alfred Hitchcock.
Beautiful. Number 9 is my favorite Hitchcock movie, Rear Window.
Yeah, that's mine too.
It's so good.
Rear Window's fantastic.
I absolutely love it. Love it. Love it. Love it.
Rear Window, and another like underrated one is A Man Who Knew Too Much. I really like that one.
Man Who Knew Too Much, Rear Window, Birds. Those are my
Birds
3.
is good. Birds used to scare me, but
Birds.
Psycho's fun.
Birds scares the shit out of me. But Psycho is fantastic as soon as Norman gets brought in.
Yeah.
When Norman
Yeah.
Bates gets thrown in, and it's it's kind of near the end, so it kind of sucks. That's when that movie gets good.
No, Birds scared the shit out of me. That one scene when he like pecks the eye out
Just
or whatever.
pecking out the eye.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, I'd have
Yeah.
nightmares for days.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah, Alfred Hitchcock's
it's
good.
so good. Next, my favorite Quentin Tarantino movie, which you've probably never seen,
I've seen a handful of his.
Inglourious Bastards.
I've seen Inglourious Bastards.
Thank God you've seen The Bastards.
You like that one better than Django? I like Django a lot.
I think the writing in Inglourious Bastards is just so good. It's just too perfect to me. Django, I understand like why. Don't get me wrong, Leo DiCaprio is amazing in
is.
it, but he does not hold a candle to Hans Landa. Christoph Waltz has an Oscar for being one of the greatest villains of all time. Hans Landa is terrifying. He's terrifying, dude, because he's so good at his job. That's how terrifying he is. And man, he doesn't even care about being like a Nazi. I mean, yeah, he is, but like he doesn't even care about
Yeah.
it because obviously he like turns like the whole like turn at the end. Clearly doesn't care about like the Nazi party. He just cares about winning.
Yeah.
And if he's a Jew hunter, he is winning that race, dude.
That's a good movie. No, it's a good movie.
Man. Next, Good Will Hunting.
Nope. I know. And I've almost watched this movie so many times. I just like every time I know. Every time I've wanted to watch it, it's like just not been a good time, and it's like I need to fully sit down and enjoy this movie because I know I'd love it. I know I'd love it. I just haven't seen it.
Next, we're going to be going to number 12. God, we're only on number 12, and I want to jump through the phone and hit you upside the head and force you to watch these movies so bad.
I'll get on it. I'll work on it.
This is a deep one, but I really like want people to see this movie because it is so beautifully done.
Mm-hmm.
Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Never even heard of that one.
Jim Carrey, Kate Winslet. It is a beautiful movie. Beautiful movie.
Nope, I've never heard that one.
Oh, dude. If you like Jim Carrey, watch it.
I do love Jim Carrey.
He did it. Okay, then you should watch it.
Okay.
Sorry. That was a little hostile. I'm going to bring it back a bit.
Okay.
To hopefully something you have watched, but I understand if you haven't. 2001: A Space Odyssey.
I have a story about this movie. I have seen it.
Okay.
This was back in middle school. I was 13 years old, to be exact. It was a weekend. I had just had my friends, my friend is over to stay the night. My dad is it's been a fun day. I think we, went on bike rides. We got pizza that night. It was a really chill day or whatever. And,
right.
We're going to, watch a movie, and we can't figure out what movie we want to watch. And my dad is like, I have a movie for you. And in the house, it's just me, it's my friend, and my dad. Everyone else is gone. It's just us. He's like, I got a movie for you to watch. I'm like, okay. He's like, he's hyping it up. It's a really good movie. It's a masterpiece. You'll really enjoy all this stuff. And he puts Space Odyssey on. And I remember just sitting there as a 13-year-old with my friend who, is just sitting there, confused as shit. Both of us are just like, what is going on? That movie's way more artistic and just a total mind than anything. And it's just what the hell is happening? And I'm just sitting there, and my dad is just laughing at us because he's he thinks it's hysterical that he put this movie on, and it's this masterpiece or whatever. And he's showing his teenage daughter who's just confused and making my poor friend suffer through this movie. And so that's my...
Suffer through it. I saw the movie when I was 11 and I loved it.
I probably need to rewatch it, but it was a weird experience, and I think after the movie I didn't understand what I watched at all. So, but I've seen it.
All right, fair. Scarface, number 14.
No. I know. Nope.
Sutton.
I know.
What's wrong with you?
Lots of things.
What's wrong with you?
Lots of things.
Number 15.
Okay.
Full Metal Jacket.
I have seen that one.
Okay, I was going to say, you're in the military, you should see Full Metal Jacket.
I've seen Full Metal Jacket. That is going to be one of the ones where it's I've seen it, but I need to rewatch it. But that one,
I mean...
It's gory, right? It's really bloody. And,
oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, it's Vietnam, dude.
Yeah.
For starters. But the whole beginning of the movie, that's all basic training.
Yeah.
Is the movie. All right, Private Pile. Number 16, The Wolf of Wall Street.
Nope. I know.
Oh man, do you like Leo DiCaprio movies?
I do. Yeah, he's good.
It's probably one of his best ones that he's done, in my opinion. It's really good.
That's one I know a lot about because I've seen a lot of just TikTok clips of it, and it's very intriguing. I've wanted to watch it for a while. I just haven't gotten around to it.
All right, 17. The Iron Giant.
Of course, I've seen The Iron Giant. I think I've seen that on VHS. I think I had the VHS of that one. That's a good one.
Okay, you okay. Don't give me the. Of course,
that
I've
one's
seen it.
Childhood though.
Jordyn, you should of course have seen all of these.
Yeah, I know, but that one's childhood.
All right, number 18.
Okay.
I hope you've seen this now. Logan. Yup, that's it. That's it.
Have you been hearing the work week I've been talking about?
Jordyn, you said you were going to watch Logan when we did our Deadpool Wolverine review.
Yeah, it was episode 2.
We're on 11.
Yeah. I know.
11, Jordyn.
I know. I have no excuse.
Number 19. My favorite Jim Carrey movie.
Mm-hmm.
Truman Show.
Nope. I know. That's another one I really want to watch, but I just haven't gotten around to it. Oh, I'm pissing him off. Speechless. Come on, buddy, say something to me. Just go on to 20, that's fine. It's okay. What's the last one?
So number 20 is going to be...
You sound so sad. Have I just, like, destroyed all morale for you?
Number 20 is going to be...
Okay.
Spirited Away.
I've never even heard of that one.
Never even heard of it?
No. What is that one? What is that one?
It's possibly one of... It's up there with Iron Giant as one of the best animated movies of all time.
Wait, is that the horse?
That's not like Disney Pixar. Huh?
Is that the horse one?
That's Spirit.
Okay, that's what I was thinking. I didn't...
Oh my God.
I was going to say, I've seen Spirit.
Is that the horse one? No, it's not the horse one.
I was going to say, I've seen Spirit.
Dog? Oh my Lanta. You got 13 no's, by the way.
13 no's?
So you failed.
So I've seen 7 out of 20 movies. Speaking of homework, I did finish my homework from last episode. I finished X-Men 97 to completion.
Time.
Yes, and I will say it was fantastic.
Of course it is.
You want to give it a rank out of 10 with me for the pod?
Yes.
Here we go. X-Men 97 official review out of 10. 3, 2, 1, 9.
8.
Oh.
9. I have hope for season 2.
Yeah.
But if it's just a standalone, it's a 9.5 for me. But if it gets a season 2, I'm optimistic for it.
Okay.
I didn't watch the original show, so like I didn't have like such attachment.
Obviously.
And obviously, like I told you, you don't need to watch the original show to like it.
Right.
There were some parts of the show where it felt like you could tell when they all weren't in like the same room together. So that felt a little different for me. And like I hear that kind of stuff and it takes me out of it just a little bit. So that's the only reason why I'm rating it like an 8 and a 9.
Fair. Just really quick, I did take a note of all the cameos and I was very happy at the amount that I recognized.
All right,
it's really just
run them up, fill them in.
It's really just that, like the X-Men cameos I didn't super recognize because I'm not a huge X-Men fan. Like I like the 20th Century Fox movie.
fan.
What? Why are you making fun of how I'm talking? That's crazy.
It was just funny. I'm sorry. I'm such an X-Man. I'm an X-Man fan, guys.
Whatever.
I love the
X-Men. Whatever. Well, quit being an asshole. Jeez. No, Cap, Spider-Man, Iron Man, Daredevil, Doctor Strange, Black Panther, and Doctor Doom. I think it was super cool to see all them. And then, of course, Morph.
Yes.
Transforming into Hulk and Reed Richards. I thought that was so fun.
Crazy, hilarious.
I love when an animated show does this because obviously in live action it's going to be tougher to get cameos like that because you got to get the actor and the rights and all that stuff. This was super fun because literally you're just animating someone. Like one of my big problems with the Bad Batch is like you literally have the voice actor of every single clone trooper, and I hate that Rex and Cody are not in the Bad Batch more because there's no reason for them not to be. You could totally just animate them in and you have the same voice actor.
Except for it not being right in the story that they're trying to tell, but like even still, you could throw Cody in there for a minute and we'll love it.
No, it was, so I had a lot of fun with the cameos, and just, I will admit, I think it was the first 2 episodes where they're kind of laying the groundwork where it felt a little slow to me, and I was like, I don't really see where this is going yet. It kind of felt like some filler to establish the show, and then you get the whole thing where Magneto is essentially like taking over, and he's like, finally, like, I'm gonna walk Charles Xavier's path. Like, I've really liked that dynamic of it all. And then you get the whole, like, kind of, it just felt like there was the filler episode where it was Jubilee in that video game, and then the second half of it was Storm and Forge, and that whole demon plotline. That
episode killed it for me.
That episode almost killed it and almost took me completely out of it. And then I was like, you know what? No, I just got to power through. And then you get Genosha and everything that happens. And spoiler alert, when Gambit essentially saves them all and sacrifices himself, I was sobbing.
What a guy.
I was sobbing. It was so good. And then you get Rogue's whole plotline where basically both of the men she loves are, like,
gone,
dead, and she's on her revenge tour. And
my favorite thing is, like, with all, like, the Iron Man, Spider-Man, Captain America, it's all in, like, the older style.
Yes, that's the other thing too.
Fits
the
so perfectly.
Yes, the animation style for this entire show was amazing. I remember when I was watching the first episode, I was like, oh, I actually had to get out of the episode to check the Disney Plus description to make sure I was watching the right thing, because I truly thought maybe I had stumbled upon the old one and was watching the wrong one, because just the animation style looked that way. And as soon as I realized it was the right show, I was so happy, because I truly miss cartoons like that. That was perfect.
Probably one of the best visual scenes in that show, because it's like struck right out from the comic book, is when Wolverine literally gets his antimadium pulled off of him.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Stunningly great.
I loved every single character. Like, there wasn't really a character I didn't love. And it was really fun for me because, like I said, I'm not a big X-Men fan. Like, I don't know all the extended characters outside of what we know from the 20th Century Fox, like Wolverine, Cyclops, Jean, Storm, Mystique, Nightcrawler, all of them. Like, I never knew Morph existed, and Morph was so fun. Yeah.
Wow.
So it was a lot of fun, and it made me want to watch more X-Men things. It made me want to get more into it, because obviously the 20th Century Fox has its flaws, and it's not the greatest. But yeah, no, this was such a fun show. It leaves off on a really fun cliffhanger. Like, I just can't wait to watch more.
That's why I'm really hoping out. I'm really holding out for a season 2, man. It's gonna be good.
Well, it's yeah, no, I mean, it literally ends with "to be continued," so it's coming. Like, what was Beast's last line? I think he's like, "Oh boy," or something, and then it just that's the episode.
It's like, oh and then it cuts. That's what it should have been. That would have been hilarious for a cartoon. But man, what a great show! Great opening title too.
Yeah. I loved it. I had fun with it every time. And I loved that anytime, like, either a character died or a character was introduced, like, it adds them to the intro.
Yup.
Like, I loved that. Like, when Nightcrawler finally shows up and then he's in the intro, that was awesome. When Gambit died and he's out of the intro, as sad as that was, it's good continuity. Here's something I'm very picky about when it comes to TV shows. It drives me up the wall when a TV show changes its opening title. Now, this more happens with, like, the teen dramas or whatever. Like, a good example, have you ever seen One Tree Hill? No?
No.
One Tree Hill's great. One Tree Hill's great. But this is a perfect example. Anyone who's seen One Tree Hill will know. Gavin DeGraw sings the opening intro. Have you ever heard the song, I don't want to be anything other than what? That's the opening title. I think about season 4 to season 5. Quit laughing at me. You're just picking on me this whole episode.
I'm not. Oh, okay. Like you don't.
That's fair.
You don't at all.
That's fair.
What the heck? Dog,
that's fair.
I heard that shit on American Idol, and like that was a TV show theme. That's hilarious.
Yeah, that was a TV show theme.
Oh man,
But, like, I
that
think around
screams early 2000s. Screams it.
100%. 100%. Around season 4 or 5, though, they stopped doing the intro, and it's just like the title of the show, and then it cuts.
Yeah.
Like, it eliminates the song, and then they circle back to the song, but it's people covering it. It's not the original song. And some of them are really terrible, where it's like, holy shit.
1,000% relate to you, because they did the same thing in Duck Dynasty. They had Sharp Dressed Men play, and then they stopped it and had like some other song, and then like it's not even them like walking out to the car anymore. It's just as Duck Dynasty, and like ducks fly, and that's it.
It drives me up a wall. It's one of my biggest pet peeves about media is when they change the opening sequence. The only time it's acceptable to change an opening sequence is when, like, maybe you have season 1 and you're doing a montage of clips from the show. Then you get to season 2. You can update the clips to season 2 clips. That's fine. Or like in X-Men 97, where it's like a character has died or a character is introduced, they add them. That's fine, because it doesn't take away from the basic structure of what the intro is. And when they completely change it, I just can't. But anyways, that's my random rant today. X-Men 97 was fantastic. I will let you pick what my homework should be for next episode. I'll make sure to have it done by the next time we film.
For movies, dog, 1,000%. Watch Truman Show. Watch Logan, because that's overdue.
Okay. All right. I will have a Logan and a Truman Show review for you by next episode. Live from Mississippi in my hotel room.
Not from Mississippi. No, man. All right. Get to work.
Get to work. I got it. I will have it on your desk next Friday.